Live from the Tasty Cake Studios of Walt Disney World America. We got week 4 presentation of the Power Ranks Young Goodman Brown Fantasy Football League. You got Commissioner himself, Cole Gander, here with you live. How many times am I going to say? I'm saying live. And I got the 3-time champ, El Presidente, Juan Heffrey. Juan, how are we feeling right now?
Feeling good. Got the first few weeks out of the way. I feel like we're getting to the meat of the season. Week 4 is a huge week. It's a turning point for a lot of teams. I'm sitting 1-2. It could be, make or break week for a lot of teams in the same position that I'm in. So I'm excited to get into it.
There's a big difference between 1-3 and 2-2, and then also being 2-2 or 3-1. So there's a lot to put in the fold this week. It's going to be an interesting week for sure. So we're going to get right into it, fellas. Number 1, we have Gamber Photo. Let's take a quick look at his team. Obviously, one of the leading scorers. He's 3-0. QB solid. RB2 could be a little bit better, but he's been putting up points, so there's not really much to complain. He's got the pedigree. He's a 2-time champ. Can you argue this guy being number 1 right now?
No, you can't. Start off the season 3-0, and I know he didn't really love his draft coming out of draft night, but you can't hate 3-0. Last week he caught Team Whore, I think, on a bad week, just snuck out a win. But 3-0 is 3-0, and he deserves a number 1 rank this week. So if he can keep it going with Patty Mahomes, Derrick Henry, and Scary Terry, I think he's going to be all right.
We have Gordon Bombay, Mike Desiderio, putting up a solid year this year. He's got a lot of good players. His wide receivers are super scary. Mikey Williams might have been the steal of draft. He kept falling, and look what he's doing for him. He's paying lots of dividends.
Yeah, I mean, Gordon Bombay put up a stinker week 1, sub 100 points, and he's been absolutely thrashing teams the last 2 weeks. He's got a big matchup against El Dope Man this week, and I think it's going to be a big matchup. 2 powerhouse teams going at it.
But that's huge.
It's huge. It's a huge matchup this week. There's a lot of good matchups, but I like this team. The receiving depth, which we've talked about, is just unbelievable. Mike Williams. I mean, I like this team.
He's got Mike Evans on his bench, which is,
which is
player.
Right. Shows that he has the depth and he has options. So it's a scary team to play.
Breaking in at number 3, we got Cole Gronkowski, the reigning champion of the league. He's got to make himself feel better about this one. Listen, he's got as many losses as he does this year as he did all of last year. So he's coming down to a critical point. He needs to win this week. What do you think, F?
Yeah, I think I think the reigning champ just really didn't enjoy his draft. Was in a lot of spots I didn't like where he was. He deserves this number 3 rank for this week and this week only. This will be a point of contention in the league, but that's all I have to say.
Highly contentious. We'll see what goes on. All right, coming in at number 4, we got El Dope Man. There's a lot of champions in this top 4 right now. And listen, what we take into account is, what have you done for me? What have you done in this league? And we have the pedigree. So, Gaff, walk me through how you're feeling right now.
I mean, the first 3 weeks has been a weird one. The team hasn't performed to the level that they should be performing at. We made a couple changes this week, made some deals, got some deals done, which I think will really increase our chances of getting some more wins. I like this lineup top to bottom. The running backs are there. The receiving core is there. I just like this team, and you can never count this GM out. You just can't. Year in, year out, everyone wants this guy to lose and fail. He won't. So we're going to keep charging ahead.
It was great that you got your guy Chris Carson back, and I'm happy for you there. Nice floor pickup, and we'll see where you go. We got number 5, JB in the CFNs, Cody Schultz. How are we feeling? Listen, this guy, he's got weird mantras, and he drafts weird. He does weird things, but he's been successful the past 3 years, I might say. He's 2-1 right now. He's putting up points. Josh Allen's been killing it. What do you think, Jeff?
There's no denying that this team has turned around his reputation of being a bottom feeder. he's coming twice, 3 of the last 4 years now. So, he's changed his methods, changed his strategy, and it's been working. But if you're not first, you're last. He's not. He just doesn't have what it takes to get there yet. I don't like this team. I really don't. So we'll see where he goes. He had a big week last week, but we'll just see.
All right, coming in at number 6, we got Brucey's time to shine. Beast of the East. We're back at it. It's always a grind in the Eastern Division. And there's nothing new from Brucey's time to shine. He always figures a way to put up numbers, but can he make a run this year? It looks like between his quarterback play, his RB1 play, he's got stacked receivers. Listen, he's always got talent, but can he ever figure out the method to make a deep run in the playoffs?
Right. I think each season it's like, can this GM find the winning recipe to get it done? And, last few years he's been this, highly touted, looking good early on, and then he just falls apart. So again, I like Kyler a lot. Receivers are great, but Saquon and the running backs, you just don't know here. So
Having
a lot of
Cordero
talent,
Patterson,
up points, but we'll see where he goes.
having Cordero Patterson as your RB2 never looks good. Coming in at number 7, we got the last of the Champions Lounge, TaylorMade, B. Kirk. It's looking a little bit sluggish for him this year, but we're taking pedigree into account. We're taking what kind of GM he is. We know he always gets it done. We know he's always going to be in the top tier league. So I don't love the team this year, but he's got some players.
Yeah, I just think this is another team that's really underperformed the first few weeks of the season. I like his running backs. Zeke was running like an absolute man last week. So can't go wrong with Tyler Lockett there. So I like this team. They're just going to have to pick it up to get some more wins.
Coming in at number 8, we got KK Watt, Ken Filson, the quarterback factory himself. Break down this roster for me, Geff.
Yeah, he came out the gates hot week 1 and looked really good. There's no denying that. He's put up a couple stinkers since. It happens. I think the downfall of this team right now is that RB2 and David Montgomery. That Chicago offense looks terrible. The line looks terrible. So I think he might have to think about taking him out at some point. Robert Woods, he's been underperforming with that Rams offense, but he's going to get his. It's inevitable. But I actually like this team. I like it more than any of his teams of recent years. Kelsey is a stud. Robbie Anderson can go off at any point. So I like the team, and it's a QB factory. He's looking to move pieces. He's wheeling and dealing. So, he fleeced Minge for whoever he got there. I totally forget.
But he got AB who's in his IR right now, but he'll be back.
Which is great. That's a great move. So just depth right there. So I actually do like this team, and I'm looking for them to make some noise because they've been pretty quiet the last few seasons.
I'm a full believer in KK Watt this year, and I think he's going to make playoffs. Number 9, we got the 9 spot. Ukraine train. Then he slipped with 2 ends. Okay, Geff. We know what this guy does. He's got a solid roster this year, but what's he going with? It seems like he's getting happy on the trade button. He likes to make moves. I just can't trust this guy. I can't put him up. I can't put him any higher. I know he put up points this year, but
yeah, listen, he put an absolute thrashing down on me last week. So, respect on that. But the trade, why did he do the trade? The team was rolling. And I just don't like Miles Sanders moving forward. You look at the O-line for the Eagles now, decimated. Sirianni is going to be forced to run him into the dirt. I just don't see it really working out. So, other than that, the receivers are good. Don't love Tyler Boyd in the flex. So, I don't know. This team is just an enigma each year. You just don't know what you're going to get. Doesn't seem like he can ever get it done, but I'm looking for him to change that this year.
Don't blink now. Tyler Boyd, mid-game, already 13.7 points, a solid flex week for Dennis. And I know you just gave him up, so that's gotta sting a little bit. But hey, listen, you didn't even want to say bye to him. You kicked him out the door. You said, "See ya, boss." All right, coming up, number 10, we got Team Hoare. 1 and 2 right now. He had the first overall pick in the draft. He's got a lot of playmakers, and again, we're taking a lot of factors into account here. It's not just the current record. It's not just the points you put up. It's a what we know as a GM that what you do. So if that made any sense to you, I don't know. It didn't make much sense to me. Geff, break it down for me. What do you think?
Yeah, really, it's just a whole slew of things, and like this team's just been cursed over the years. He's a was losingest, not a word, but franchise in league history. He finally gets number one pick. CMC gets hurt. I mean, what's a guy like this to do? He goes out, makes a deal, and gets Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I think that's a good move for him. He's putting a lot of faith in Jamar Chase. Can he keep it up? Going to be tough to see. Marvin Jones in Jacksonville with Trevor Lawrence. We'll see. He's has a 3 spot right now, but this is a team I root for every year. I want them to do well. So I think it's too early to really give a full insight into this team. But if CMC comes back healthy, I think this team can make a little bit of noise.
We got number 11 here. Coming in at number 11, Toledo Shit Heels, Shane Donnelly. We got breakdown tier 1 running back, Melvin Gordon, the third, he says. He says tier 1. All right, fair enough. What do you got here, Geff? How are you thinking?
I mean, dude, besides the receivers and Rodgers, it's like, what else do we got? DeAndre Swift's accused of murder. He could have 25 to life in a few weeks. Melvin Gordon's just not a tier 1 running back. It's just false. Leonard Fournette, yeah, he's getting his touches, but I wouldn't put him in that category as well. So again, I like the receivers. You're going to get points there, but if they don't produce, I don't know where this team goes. He's going to have to move one of them for some assets. I don't know. You never really know what this team's going to do.
You really can't have Leonard Fournette in your flex and expect to win. Rounding out our power ranks, number 12, we got the team with the lowest points for in the league. He started off hot. We thought it was going to be Uncle T's year. Still could be Uncle T's year. Uncle Tony, Sean Minji, in the basement. Sam Darnold is a starting quarterback. I got no words. I root for him every year. I want Uncle Tony to be good. And I really, in my deepest heart, I wish he could just put it together one year. But
it's all we asked for, and like came out hot. I'm like, this is his year. And then he puts up back-to-back stankers, dude. Stankers. I just, he tried to push Jacoby Myers on me. I just you look at the talent on the team and you just don't know if it's there. I just, he's got a couple of injuries, so he's fighting through that right now. I get that, but I think this GM has to make a big move.
Uncle Tony, sometimes you just got to push back. Don't put that trade button on. Don't keep pressing the trade button. Just
listen again. We root as a fellow member of the board. We root for this guy. We will root for this guy year in, year out. It's just, when is he going to live up to his potential?
I can't wait to see the day that VP puts it all together. All right, boys, and that concludes the Week 4 Power Rankings, the first edition of them in 2021. Geff, give me a little summary. How are you feeling? What are the vibes going into the weekend?
Vibes are good. I really like that, teams are wheeling and dealing right now. I feel like this is a pivotal week for a lot of teams. So, and a lot of teams are starting to realize that they have to make some moves if they want to make it to the playoffs and, join the Champions Lounge.
It's been the most active the group chat has ever been, I think. And I think teams, I've almost heard from a little bit of everybody. I've been dabbling. I know teams are feeling hot. There's a lot of trades going around. So I'm excited to see what Week 4 brings us. And I cannot wait until next Tuesday night. We're going to have a special guest on Tuesday with another edition of the Power Rankings. And guys, we love you. We'll see you then. Peace.